All right. Well, greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our second video podcast discussing the transition from residency to the real world. So, again, I'm thrilled to be joined by Dr. Alqadoumi, located out in Southern California. I had the opportunity to speak with a number of residents of the AAP, which was fantastic. And a lot of the questions we're going to talk about are questions I got from residents at the AAP that they wanted talked about or discussed on this upcoming video podcast here. So the first one, coming off the heels of the AAP, I thought it was a great question. Doc, what do you recommend for these residents? Maybe it's their first time going to an AAP. Vendor engagement, education, corporate forums, networking. What do you recommend for them to get the most out of that experience at the upcoming AAPs?
Okay, so first of all, I think I'm trying to help them transition from school to private practice. I need somebody to help me transition from Germany's loss today, the World Cup. So I need that help. But thank you again for episode number 2. I hope
Yes.
the residents are enjoying this, and I had a lot of fun in the first one, and I'm sure we'll have fun today and for many more for the future. And I heard a lot of good feedbacks, and I want more questions. That would make me and Dr. Diehl for sure happy, because we're also learning out of this, not only the residents. AAP, honestly, for every single resident, not only AAP, AO, any local society meeting like CSP for California, Western Society of Perio, any meeting that you get to attend, especially as a resident, it is valuable. You have to go, and I think it is a must for me. This was the best experience I had. No matter how good the lecturers are, the lineup of the lecturers, trust me, whoever is on the podium will give you at least one thing that you did not know. At least. If you're the best resident ever and you know everything, at least what you're gonna hear just gonna dig it deeper in your brain, in that memory in the back, and you're not gonna forget it for a while, and it's gonna stick in your brain. So there's no bad lectures. That's what I believe in. Okay. Now, definitely there are some lectures that are way better than the others, but I would highly recommend you take the opportunity, attend the meeting, attend as many lectures as you can. And not only the AAP lectures, also the corporate forums, because they expose you to other things that are might be a little bit different than the actual AAP lectures. You'll see, when I go, I jump from Snowace's lectures, I go to Geislich lectures, I go to Strawman lectures, because I want to make sure that I'm attending most of these so I can get the best benefit out of that. Okay. Now, later on, when you have your own way of doing things and you only use one thing, for example, and you want to just focus in that direction, it's up to you. You can attend whatever you want. But in residency, you're still building that, let's put it, your experience, see what is working in people hand. You want to try everything. So I would definitely recommend that. Now, on the other end, the exhibit, the vendors, I would definitely go there. Me personally, I'm one of those where I pass by them one by one. I got a little OCD, but I gotta make sure that I pass by them one by one for a reason. First, I'm a social guy. I like to talk a lot, and I think apparently this is very obvious. I never shut my mouth. But it's not only that socially you get to know people, you get to talk to some rep from some area. You never know what the future will bring. That rep, maybe when you graduate, he knows a periodontist who's looking for an associate. They hook you up, you get it going. So socially, it's good socializing. In addition to, you see all the materials or the products that are out there. Sometimes they launch new product at AAP or at AO or whatever. So it's always good to go see what they have. the chats that happen near the vendors, I think also they're really good stuff. Many times I go to some of the vendors and someone asks a question, and then the rep goes, "Oh, ask Dr. Alqadoumi, he uses this." So it's good. Or when I ask someone and they go, "Oh, here's Dr. X and Y and Z, they use that," and
Yeah.
you tell them what you think about it. So this is another thing that I would definitely look at. The other thing, third year residents should definitely go to all vendors and use your resident discount before you leave. So go buy instruments, go buy materials, buy membranes, buy bone graft, whatever you need. Start preparing and ask the ones who just graduated. Or you can email me. I can share my email with Matt. I have no problem. What do you recommend that we buy at the beginning? What should we get? Do I need this? Do I need that? Now, definitely you're not gonna buy everything you need, because if I use the Pat Allen instruments for tunneling, you may not like that. You may want to use something else. So everybody has their own way of doing stuff. I can tell you what I recommend.
Mhm.
And you would look and see what works in your hand and what you like. But definitely I would do that. Also,
Question for
yeah.
you. Who has the best swag at the AAP?
Ah, I don't want to be biased, but I think everybody knows. I don't know. Am I allowed to show my socks on the screen?
100%.
Yeah, definitely, hands down. I love your swag. And I never won in the raffle, but I always put my name. But I don't have to win. I attended every single thing you guys did, so I have all the socks from every single meeting. So
Perfect. We actually the Yeti cooler this year. A resident from UCSF was the winner of the
oh,
Yeti.
really? Okay,
Yeah,
at least somebody from California. That's good.
yeah.
Now, one other thing I would open up the resident size to is the ISP PS meeting,
Mm,
the International Society of Periodontal Plastic Surgeons.
100%.
This meeting, I was not aware of it. I did not know about it until this year. And it's one day before the AP, 8, maybe 10 lectures, 20 minutes each. I'm telling you, this was the best day out of the whole AAP meeting, because you get to hear a lot of experts. I want to make sure that I don't forget any names. Like Pat Allen was there, Robert Levine, Peter Nordland, Rodrigo Neva, Ernesto Lee, Brad Ross. I mean, I hope I don't forget anyone, but a lot of nice lecturers out there that you get to have the best out of a 20-minute lecture.
100%. I would 100% agree with you. I've been going to the ISPPS for like 3 years now, I believe. And of the hundreds of meetings I've been to, that is by far my favorite. To your point, it's almost like TED Talks, like 20-minute TED Talks. It's fantastic, and the lineup is amazing. And
I'm
everybody
sorry.
everybody raves about it.
I'm sorry. My daughter gotta join every single meeting.
No
Every
worries.
single meeting we have. I'm glad I have my Rolls Royce covering her.
No worries. No worries. But yes, the ISPPS, 100%. I would definitely agree with Doc there. That is a fantastic meeting
Yeah.
if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Now I've heard that next year they may have it during AAP. They're still working on it, or one day they're gonna still keep it one day before. But this is definite, and come on, it's like $100 to keep your membership.
Yeah.
With the inflation nowadays, you pay that on Panda Express. So so I think it's worth every penny.
100%, 100%. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's move on. I really like this next question that I got. It was about getting referrals.
Mhm.
Transitioning from undergrad, dental school, residency, and now you got out of school. You probably have a little debt you've got to deal with, and you've got to start putting some money in the bank, right? So you got to build your referral base. Talk to me about that experience of getting past the gatekeeper, meeting with docs, building that referral base? What's that been like?
Now, as I mentioned before, definitely this is a challenge, okay? And this is, as I said also, this is a big challenge, especially for the ones who practiced before going into perio,
Mhm.
who were general dentists. So if you're from pre-doc, you go immediately to perio. You're not gonna be hit hard as someone who practiced before going into perio.
Mhm.
Now, the challenge is, and let's face it, most GPs out there, they place implants.
Mhm.
Okay. The only cases we get are the ones that they want to do, or the bad patients, the terrible cases. I'm not generalizing, but it's out there. Now, the referral is going to take time.
Mhm.
It's going to take a lot of commitment from your end. And that's why I'm saying, and I'm telling every single one I know, take pictures, please. Document your surgeries. Because when you get out there, you're not going to go tell the GP, oh, can you send me patients? They need to know why I'm sending these cases to you, not to X that I've been dealing with for 10 years.
Mhm.
So you got to put yourself out there to show them why I deserve your referrals, why I'm going to provide your patients with care better than the care that this periodontist is giving them,
Mhm.
or the one you're working with. So that's why I think documentation is very, very important. Now, the other thing is be very, very realistic on where you want to practice. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but we have almost 5,000 periodontists in the US. California has over 800 out of those. Now, Southern California may have 750 and the other 50 are in the north. So we are super saturated with periodontists. So the challenge is real.
Mhm.
For a young periodontist coming out of dental school, guess what? No matter how good you are, if they read your resume and they see you graduated a month ago, they're gonna say you're not experienced. Even if you've done tons of surgery during residency and if you were the best in your class, you still have no experience. So this is gonna play a factor, and
Mhm.
this I think will take us to the other questions that we may discuss today, which is what to do after I graduate. So definitely, if, for example, California is not a must, look somewhere else. There are states with 4 periodontists. Look it up. Seriously, there are states, I think Wyoming or something, like 5 periodontists they have. So this is where you got to be there, where you will be begging GPs not to send you patients because you're 5 months booked out.
Mhm.
So it's a challenge. It's real. You gotta step up. You gotta talk to GPs. You gotta take them out to dinner, not to bribe them, but to talk to them, to tell them, to tell them what you're able to do, to tell them why they should refer you. And this is honestly, as we talked last time, this is the biggest challenge, not the surgeries, not the outcome of your periodontal surgery. It's just trying to get patients through the door.
100%. No, 100%. One of my best friends is an endodontist, and I remember when he opened his practice, he called me and said, "How do I get past the front desk?" I mean, it was a real question, just because he'd never been in that. It's almost a sales role you have to shift yourself into,
Exactly.
and it could be
Exactly.
a challenge. So,
And here's what happens. I've been told by many, many periodontists, your best friend is the office manager,
mhm.
not the general dentist. Because at the end, the general dentist may say, just give me the referral pad.
Mhm.
And some of them, they may like, I don't care, just send it to a periodontist, let them take care of it.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be Thaer Alqadoumi. Anybody can do this for me.
Mhm.
So if you get to have the office manager of that office on your side, she's the one who kind of play the role on how patients get sent out to, and which periodontist, which endodontist, which specialist, whatever. So it's always good to have them on your side to say so.
No, 100%. I would 100% agree with that.
Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I know it's been what, about 3 months since the last time we got together and chatted.
Mhm.
What talk to me about new challenges, obstacles these last 3 months have presented. Um, Clinical patients. I mean, it's kind of an open forum. Anything that kind of jumps out that you're like, wow.
Now, the one challenge that everybody's aware of, which is the referral. This is always a challenge.
Hmm.
One other thing, previously as a general dentist, I did not have a problem with Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
with Christmas, with all of these events, because guess what? I'm doing a filling, I'm doing crown prep. Patient can come get the crown prep next day. Christmas is okay, that's fine. But they can't come to your office and you do period surgery, or you do gum grafting, or you do implant, the next day is Thanksgiving, next day is Christmas. You're telling them you for a week you're on soft liquid diet. So the week of Thanksgiving, I was off. I was not working because all what I did not have any surgeries. Patients said don't want to do surgeries.
Hmm.
I would have had consults only.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be worth the drive. I'll take the day off,
Yeah.
or actually the week off. Same thing now gonna be towards the last week of the year.
Hmm.
When I was a GP, I just took Christmas Day off,
Hmm.
Thanksgiving Day off. So this is one of the things that you have to keep in mind,
Hmm.
that your life, I mean, definitely your income gonna be more than a GP, so you can afford sitting week at home. But at the same time, you're gonna understand if you're a workaholic like myself, I don't like to stay at home. So this is one of the challenges. Uh, the other thing is the when you're working with DSO and you're working in private practice, completely two different settings.
Hmm.
One setting where you get the referral, you do a consult, you sit with the patient, it's 1 hour consult. Meanwhile, in the DSO, the GP has already talked to the patient, they've done the plan, and then they come, and now the challenge is, oh, okay, the GP did not talk about a sinus augmentation. I can't place the implant without a sinus augmentation. Or there is some health issues that were not checked correctly. So this is everywhere.
Hmm.
You gotta check that. You gotta make sure that you're on top of it. But these are definitely some of the challenges um, that they may face when they get out. Um, Another challenge that I personally face, and I hope everybody faces that, is that I want to work more on my research, publications, some other stuff that I want to work on. I don't have time. I'm spending most of my time on the freeway. And the minute I get home, I'm exhausted, I'm tired,
Yeah.
and I crash in bed.
Yeah.
So this has been really a challenge.
Hmm.
Um, that I know that I gotta spare some time so I can sit down, work on these papers, because this is part of your um improvement, part of your life, if that's something you like. I mean, there
Hmm.
are some people who are clinicians only, they don't want to get into research.
Yeah.
There are some who are research only and they don't want to worry about clinic at all, 100% academia. There are some where no, they want to do clinical, but at the same time they have the research orientation in their mind.
Hmm.
So you got to be able to keep up with both. So this is another challenge that I'm facing currently.
Yeah, time management for sure, for
Yes.
sure. Total
Yes.
transition.
Yep.
Well, and you brought up something during that last point, which really kind of transitioned into one of the last questions I got coming out of the AAP, and it was, regarding DSOs
Mhm.
and their growth in the marketplace.
Mhm.
And a DSO can be anybody from you when you own 3 practices to a Heartland Dental, right? It's just a broad classification. But with them growing at such a rapid pace, talk about that option for residents. Just kind of open that floor.
Now, let's be clear and honest, okay? Why do most periodontists join DSO? Stable pay, period.
Mhm.
So we want something that will cover our commitments,
Mhm.
our student loans, that we may die in 100 years and still paying them, cover all the life expenses that we have.
Mhm.
That's why we need the corporate.
Mhm.
Now, who does the DSO? It could be someone who just opened their office from scratch in a competitive area where they don't have a lot of referrals, they don't have a lot of patients, and still want to have his own office or her office.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm not making the income that I'm not even paying I'm not able to pay my staff.
Mhm.
So they go to the DSO route.
Mhm.
Or someone like myself who's in a perio practice, but at the same time, I'm still new in that practice. I don't have my patient base, I don't have my patient referral, and I need DSO to support me.
Mhm.
Now, the fact that we need that stable pay, I recommend every resident graduating or about to graduate, when you look for a job with a perio practice, ask them for like per diem or a daily salary, whatever. At least the first 6 months, at least that's the minimum. Now, if you get to have it for a year or longer, that's perfect. But if you have it at least the first 6 months, that's going to give you the chance build patient base. Even if you get a day that is consults only, you're still gonna go,
Mhm.
because guess what you're doing? You're making your daily base, so you did not drive for 1 hour for nothing.
Mhm.
And these consults, you may convert some of these surgeries for future appointments.
Mhm.
So definitely stay with a base salary. That's gonna help you. I mean, it's gonna be a base salary and a percentage, but at least you have the base salary to support you the first 6 months. Because that's I think that's the time, the minimum time that you need
Mhm.
to to start having enough patients to fill your schedule. So DSOs, are they bad? No, it depends on you. You
Mhm.
can do good in DSO, you can do bad in your own private office.
Mhm.
So it depends on you. I most of the cases that I post on Instagram are done in a DSO.
Mhm.
So when somebody tell me, oh, they do trashy work in DSO, I was like, no, we don't do trashy work. I mean I use most of the products that I like, and some things I buy my own.
Mhm.
I don't get reimbursed for it, but I'm still doing good.
Mhm.
Um, so you get to choose what you want to do. Is this something sustainable over time, DSO? I don't think so. For me, at least, I don't think this is where I see myself. But I see myself at the beginning leaning on the DSO, and it's not only for a stable pay. Also, it's gonna give you experience. It's gonna give you speed.
Well,
That's gonna be something that you will learn, and it's gonna make you faster because you have patients waiting for you,
mhm.
higher load than a private practice.
Well, and I can speak to the Denver market. Just I've been here for the better part of 18 years, and I see a lot of young specialists come into the DSOs in the Denver market initially because they want to live here and they don't know where they want to open a practice. They don't have a network,
Mhm.
and I see a lot come into a lot of specialists come into the Denver market and work for a DSO for maybe a year or two while they figure out where's an ideal place to build a practice.
Yep.
Who do I want to partner with? And
Yep.
they start to build that network. So there's definitely benefits, and there's drawbacks as well, like with anything. But
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice, sweet transitioning place, let's call it
Mhm.
that way. Um, I mean, and this has been talked a lot about in CSP meetings.
Mhm.
The prayer practice model is dying.
Mhm.
And the reason is GPs are doing a lot of stuff. And if they're not doing it, they're bringing the specialist to their office to do it.
Mhm.
because they say, oh, instead of me referring, no, I'll bring the periodontist. I'll give them 50%. I don't care. At least I'm keeping the other 50.
Yeah.
And this is sad, honestly, because this is affecting other periodontists. In addition to the DSOs taking over. So the period practice model is slowly dying,
Yeah.
especially in a state like California. It's crazy. I don't know how it is for other states, but
It's like Germany in the World Cup.
yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I was transitioning about to forget, finish my coffee, but no, thank you.
I had
Thanks
to
for
bring it
reminding
right back in. I had to bring it right back in. So, well, hey, one of the things I wanted to make sure we kept these short and brief to keep everybody engaged. So, um, I feel like we covered a lot tonight,
Yep.
in those just those four areas. So, again, if you have additional questions, we've got a couple more of these on the docket in the first 6 months of 2023. So please email me. It's mburns@snoasismedical.com if you have questions. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube and checking this out. Dr. Alqadoumi, again, it's always great to see you. I love the new Rolls Royce.
Same here. I'm jinxing it. Maybe one day I'll drive it.
Maybe one day, maybe one
One
day.
day.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.